We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX Report. I'm Cole Pepper. In a week when the club earned the first point at home, we'll start to look ahead to a long stretch on the road. Emerson Burris sat down with Meg Hughes to learn more about the speedy winger and how performance technology used on the pros is helping the youth at Sporting JAX. But let's start with last Saturday night's match at home against Carolina Ascent. It's been on the minds of the coaches and players since the season began. They want to give fans at home a victory to cheer on. After losing in the opener 3-1 to DC Power and then falling in a 1-0 decision to Dallas Trinity, Sporting JAX was looking for a positive result at Hodges Stadium as last season's Players' Shield winners came to town. To Hodges Stadium we go, where Stacey Balaam's side looking for the first home win in club history. Sporting JAX strikes first. Julia Lester in a wide position crosses to the middle, and then Ashlyn Puerta heads it in. Third goal of the campaign for Puerta, and second assists for Lester, both tied atop the league in both of those categories. 1-0 Sporting JAX. Take another look. There are 5 Carolina defenders in the box. You can see Puerta just finds the open space and then converts. 39th minute now, Sporting JAX on the move. Meg Hughes turns on the Jets. She will cross it in. Jade Pennick making a run and goes past Pennick to Maddie Kemp at the back post. She puts it in. 2-0 Sporting JAX. It's Kemp's first professional goal. And as you take another look, you'll see this great assist by Hughes really sets things up. Perfectly placed, and then the finish by Kemp. Hughes matches Lester atop the league rankings for assists. Late stages of the first half, Carolina pulls one back. Jill Aguilera sends one toward goal. Jamie Gerstenberg gets her hands to it but can't hang on. It pings around, and then Maddie Mercado gets a foot to it. And the Jacksonville lead is cut in half, 2-1. Now to the second half. And a bad giveaway in the back end. Carolina's Elisa Walker will be there to capitalize. And this one ends 2-2, the first home point in club history, but it could have been 3.
I think it's a super special moment. I think it's been like coming for me. They've been saying in training and everything. So I'm just like really excited to be able to experience that and with great people around me. But yeah, I was super excited. That's a super special moment, and to have them with me. And I wish my parents were here, but they got to see it on TV, and yeah, I'm glad to have gotten my first.
Well, we needed to be more clinical in front of goal. That was a big difference to last week, and we were just hoping that we can give the home fans a win. It feels like a loss right now because we gave up a 2-0 lead, so a bit of a disappointing one.
Yeah, I think we started really well, which is something we've been focusing on. I think just gave up a goal at the end of the first half, and that really changed the momentum. So that's obviously something that we'd wish we'd changed, but it was self-inflicted. It was our mistakes and stuff that's fixable.
All right, let's take a look at the stats from the match. You'll see that while Carolina Ascent had more shots, Sporting JAX had a lot more shots on target, much better opportunities. Really could have won this one very easily. Elimination of mistakes, capitalizing on opportunities. Strange that Sporting JAX did not create any corners in the match, but look at the passing. You'd love to be anywhere north of 75%, up anywhere over 80, even better. But strong possession time, strong passing. It's all there for Sporting JAX if they can just eliminate a couple of the small mistakes. Let's welcome in Becky Burlieigh now. Becky, we've seen some long stretches of excellent soccer from Sporting JAX, but they just haven't been able to finish the job at home. Would you say this is the sign of a talented but young team?
Actually, I think you hit the nail on the head there, because you can't fake those long stretches. They are clearly doing such a great job of dictating tempo, creating chances, all the things. And then it's just like the finishing part. It's almost like two different teams in the first half and the second half. And I think that's something that comes with a little bit of experience.
Well, speaking of youth, there may not be a better young player in the league than Ashlyn Puerta, tied for the league lead in goals with 3 at just the age of 18. Really remarkable.
Well, you can see why she was a priority to be one of the early signings of this team. Besides the fact that she played locally at FSU, I just think that she is mature beyond her years. Her ability to create her own shot, find little spaces where it looks like there's none, and then find other people. I think that's what's impressive to me, because she's one of those players that if you want to, really focus on her and try to take her out of the match, she's going to find a way to involve other people. That to me is a very dangerous player.
Well, as mentioned, the team now goes on the road for 3 straight games. So what do you want to see as Sporting JAX goes away?
This is an interesting dilemma for me, because in some parts of it, I think, well, does it take a little bit of the pressure off to not be at home? Because I know they're so desperate to get that first home win. But at the same time, there's always a comfort level of being at home and being able to sleep in your own bed and some of those things. So to me, it's just like, can they maintain their focus? Can they maintain the values that, Stacey has professed from day one? And you can see those. So it's clear that those are being articulated and defined and refined. Can they do all that when they're on the road against some very good teams?
Becky, thank you. Let's take a look at the Gainbridge Super League standings, and you'll note that Dallas Trinity on top, but they suffered their first defeat over the weekend. Fort Lauderdale got the victory, so now just 1 point separating Dallas from Fort Lauderdale at the top of the table. The top 4 teams go to the playoffs. We have a long way to go till we get there. Sporting JAX still certainly in contention, just 1 point out of the final playoff spot. In fact, just 1 point out of third entering this weekend's contests. This week at training, the team got a visit from Jaguars kicker Cam Little. Little grew up playing soccer in Oklahoma City, and he has a lot of love for the game. He was excited to take part in a crossbar challenge and a long-range kick from midfield with goalkeeper Jamie Gerstenberg, and he says he was pumped when he learned that pro soccer was returning to Jacksonville.
I haven't paid attention to much professional women's soccer, but I knew once we got a team down here, I wanted to come out and see what they were about. Obviously soccer, like I said, is big into my heart. So coming out here and watching them, move the ball around how they do and the style of play that they play is really cool.
And it's just great to kind of have a connection between professional teams here. We got to meet Trevor Lawrence before, and then bringing in Cam Little today. I think it's just a great experience, and I mean, he's a big soccer fan, so I think it was kind of cool to talk about soccer with him as well.
It's cool to have the men's premier sport in Jacksonville and now the women's premier sport in Jacksonville merge, and so it's been cool for like Trevor and now Cam to come out, so hopefully we can show them the same support.
Yeah, it's nice to know that he has a career in soccer as well, and he's invested in the game, he understands the game, he appreciates it, and you can just see the excitement of being back out here kicking a soccer ball, a different type of ball, with some of our players and with Jamie doing crossbar challenge. So it's really nice for us and for them to stay connected, the 2 professional teams within the city that have an awesome fan base already. So I think that it's really neat that they can come out and show their support to us.
One of the exciting things that is happening with Sporting JAX is the opportunity for young players to develop. We talked about Ashlyn Puerta earlier. On Saturday, Sydney Schmidt made her debut with Sporting JAX. The 17-year-old has starred for the U.S. youth national teams, and now she has found some memories with her hometown team.
I mean, honestly, it was such a surreal feeling. Getting to play in my debut in my hometown on a field that's not far from my house is like such an amazing feeling, and having my parents in the stands, my grandparents, and everybody come to watch me is just a great feeling.
You've made quite the impact with the youth national team. What kind of impact do you hope to make here at Sporting JAX?
I mean, honestly, kind of the same thing. I feel like in this environment, obviously being the youngest player here, I think it's more of a learning moment for me, and all of these amazing players, getting to play with them, I feel like I'm growing a lot, and I feel like playing here, I'm able to take that into U.S. stuff, so I think it's an awesome opportunity.
The Gainbridge Super League schedule has Sporting JAX facing Carolina Ascent in back-to-back games. The games, though, just happen to be 15 days apart. Sporting JAX will travel to Charlotte to face Carolina on September 25th, a week from tomorrow. It'll be the first road match for the squad since beating the defending champions in Tampa That was back in week 2. We now welcome in Emerson Burris. Emerson, you caught up with one of the speediest players in the league this week. That is, of course, Meg Hughes.
Yes, Meg Hughes brings the rain, and it's pretty evident when you see her on the pitch. Speed is one of her best weapons, a skill she sharpened not only in soccer, but also on the track growing up. For Meg Hughes, soccer started early, with 2 older sisters leading the way.
So I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old. My 2 older sisters both played. So I would always go to the soccer field and watch. And finally, when I was 4, I got to start playing, which I was so excited about.
In Rochester, Massachusetts, soccer was the family business. Saturdays were spent at the rec league her mom helped run, and summers at the beach or family cottage.
And if we weren't really at soccer on the weekends, I would say that we would go to the beach a lot.
She stayed busy at Providence, pulling double duty as a 2-sport athlete, running track while playing soccer, a grind that tested her every day.
It was like a grind, like waking up in the morning, going away for track meets when my soccer team was back home, had to make new friends, which I loved the track kids. They were awesome.
Eventually, soccer won out. Hughes transferred to Michigan State, where she earned all Big Ten honors and built lasting friendships, including with Sporting JAX goalkeeper Kate Parks.
She just made the move to Michigan State so much easier. She was just such an easy friend to be with. We're total opposite. She's so quiet. I'm so loud and outgoing.
Off the field, Hughes says life is filled with pickleball, games, pool days, and watch parties with the squad.
We have a group that watches The Summer I Turn Pretty every Wednesday night. Then we'll just randomly text in our group chat and be oh, does anyone want to play pickleball? Everyone loves to play pickleball. I would say that we're definitely very tight knit. It's really easy to just hang out with everyone on the team in a sense.
Meg Hughes is tied for the league lead in assists, and if her start in Jacksonville is any indication, she's just getting warmed up.
Boy, and she can really fly. I mean, it is very apparent when you watch her play that speed is such a big part of it, but she's also been terrific on those crosses, creating opportunities for her teammates. And you're never in question about where she stands. She is, as she says, very vocal.
She's very loud, yeah. Speedy, loud. She really stands out on this team. She's great.
Yeah, no doubt about it. She's been terrific. Emerson, thanks so much. Introducing the Sporting Flex Pack. Pick seats to any 4 games on the schedule as part of the Sporting Flex Pack, starting at just $60. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com/flex to lock in your pack today. Still to come, Mauricio Ruiz joins us to take a closer look at the USL Championship. That's next as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. Every game of the Gainbridge Super League can be seen streaming on Peacock. Games can also be seen locally on Channel 4 and right here on the stations of First Coast News. It's time for the USL Championship Game of the Week presented by Honda of the Avenues, and today we go to Charleston, where the Battery is trying to stay within arm's length of Lou City at the top of the Eastern Conference. Charleston hosting Oakland Roots, a team trying to stay in reach of the Western Conference playoffs. To Patriots Point we go. A lively night in Charleston hosting Oakland Roots. This turned into a goal fest. 26th minute, the host strike first. Nathan Dos Santos whips across in. Cal Jennings delivers. 1-0 Charleston on the goal. 43rd minute, just before the half turning point, Panos Armanakis dives into the box, clipped, and it's a PK. Emmanuel Johnson delivers. It's 1-1 going into halftime. 46th minute now, right after the half. Charleston responds. Langston Blackstock delivers the ball into the box, and M.D. Myers tucks it in. It's 2-1. 52nd minute, Roots on the counter. Faisal Betashi to Peter Wilson. It's 2-2. We have ourselves a goal fest. Just 3 minutes later, Wolfgang Prentice, a low cross for Wilson again. His brace makes it a 3-2 Roots lead. 74th minute, back come the Battery. Juan Torres to Rubio Rubin. And Rubin smashes it to make it a 3-3 game. Wild night in Patriots Point. Charleston and Oakland go back and forth in a 6-goal thriller. They'll share the points in a 3-3 draw. All right, let's go now and check in with Mauricio Ruiz. Mau, this was a wild one. We just keep getting goals after goals after goals in the USL Championship.
Cole, really out of character for Battery to host a team that is on the lower rankings of the West Conference and allow them not only to score 3 goals, but at home, very, very much out of character. Typically, Battery under Coach Ben Perman have done a really great job of capitalizing on West Coast teams coming across and really taking care of business. But two different teams, two different moments in the season. Battery already playoff secured, second position, really good team, where Oakland Roots are trying to get into the playoff spot. They currently sit in 10th place with a chance to kind of get in. And the Roots had it up. I mean, as you showed, 3-2 at the very end of the game, only for the Battery to show their resiliency to come back and at least secure a point in the game. But really entertaining game, could have gone either way, but out of character for Battery to allow that many goals at home.
All right, let's take a look at the standings. And as you see, Oakland Roots trying to stay within shouting distance of the last spot. 8 teams from the East, 8 teams from the West will make it into the postseason. Most of these squads have 10 or 11 matches still to go, so the Roots do have some time, but they are 6 points behind Colorado Springs for the last spot. Tulsa really in charge in the West, with Sacramento with plenty of room. The real battle here, New Mexico United, El Paso, Lexington, Phoenix Rising, all just separated by a point heading into this weekend's action. In the Eastern Conference, you see Lou City still on top, and Charleston 6 points back. Then it's a long way back to get to the rest. Much like the West, the East, you've got a bunch of teams fighting for positioning in the playoffs. Keep an eye on the Tampa Bay Rowdies, starting to turn things around just a bit after a slow start. They are now just 2 points out of the last spot in the playoff chase in the Eastern Conference. Group tickets are now on sale for Sporting JAX inaugural season. Groups of 10 or more can enjoy the best price for single game tickets. Gather your friends, family, and co-workers to enjoy a night at Sporting JAX. General admission tickets in a group only $22 per seat. Club seats only $39 per seat. Call 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjax.com to order your group tickets for pro soccer in Jacksonville. Still to come, our youth soccer spotlight, how technology is being used to help the academy players, just like the pros. That's straight ahead. The next nationally televised USL Championship match scheduled for tomorrow. Indy 11 hosting Birmingham Legion, a 5 p.m. Sunday kickoff on CBS Sports Network. And the inaugural Sporting JAX kit has been unveiled. Now you can order your own and many of these other great Sporting JAX shirts and hats, scarves, you name it. Use the QR code on your screen or go to sportingjax.com/shop to check out all of your options. It is time now for the Youth Soccer Spotlight presented by the Bearded Pig Barbecue. Emerson Burris is back here. Emerson, really interesting to hear about how the same kind of things that the first team is benefiting from, the youth in the Sporting JAX system are also getting.
Yes, it's absolutely incredible. Brian D'Amato at Sporting JAX is bringing professional level testing to the Girls Academy, helping shape the pathway toward pro soccer.
Every Wednesday, Academy players are tested using the same protocols as the women's first team.
We've started our rollout with the girls program, so U13s through U19s, and we take the testing and protocols that we use with the USL Super League team, and we bring them to the youth team.
The focus is building stronger players and preventing injuries, while also learning more about the women's game.
Most of the research done on women's soccer has been done in the last 5 years, and much less has been done at the youth level.
That's why Sporting JAX is collecting data now, giving players personalized routines and building long-term profiles.
We know women are 6 times more likely to tear their ACLs.
The testing uses the same tools trusted at the pro level.
We do the adduction test, which is a squeeze test, right? And then we do a counter movement jump test, right? Which is a reaction and force test. Tonight, we got a special one. We're doing the Nordic, which we do once a month after training with the pro team.
All of that information connects to Sporting JAX's analytics system, linking youth development directly to the pros.
Coaches on the pro team will all have access to player profiles that we build out from a young age to see how they develop.
And the women's first team is already lending support.
Oh, hey, come on in. Oh my gosh. The women, they're fantastic. They're kind. They work hard. They want to be part of this community. They want to make this community proud.
Professional testing, pro mentorship, and a pro pathway, all starting with the Sporting JAX youth.
Really great to see, and you can really see right there in that last shot which I don't think was planned, how the women's team is supporting everything that's happening all the way down at the youth level. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, it was a total surprise to Brian, and he was so excited to see the girls interacting with the youth, talking about the testing that they do, now going down to the youth level, so it was great.
The analytics are important. You've got to have them. There's no doubt about it. Emerson, thanks so much. For more on Sporting JAX in the world of soccer, join Mark Warburton, Stacey Balaam, and me every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL for the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting JAX. You can listen on air at 1010 a.m. or online or on demand at 1010XL.com. And be sure to join Mauricio Ruiz, Becky Burlieigh, Emerson, and me every Thursday night at 6 for the Sporting JAX Soccer Hour. We cover the entire world of soccer, including Sporting JAX and the USL. Thursday nights at 6 on AM 930, Fox Sports Radio Jacksonville, or the iHeart app. Still to come, Mauricio rejoins me. We'll take a closer look at the start of the Champions League. That's next as the Sporting JAX Report rolls on.
Always first at the finish line.
You can catch the Sporting JAX Report next Saturday, right here on ABC 25 at noon. You can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. Mauricio Ruiz rejoins us now. Mal, let's look at the Champions League. It opened up league play phase this week. Which of the clubs you're keeping an eye on this time around?
Cool. There's some new names that we've never heard about, right? There are teams from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and there's some new teams that are coming from the Scandinavia region. So I think we're going to learn a lot more alphabets as we kind of get through, because some of the teams have some interesting names and pronunciations to them. But I really want to look at a couple different teams. I mean, you got Tottenham that, you know, under Thomas Frank, he just feels like a tournament level coach. During the Premier League, they're going to have their ups and downs, but their roster looks really solid. They had a really good game against Villarreal already. And they're an interesting team. And the other team that I think just needs to kind of come bounce back, it's Real Madrid. You know, they had a bit of a subpar season last year by all accounts of Real Madrid. And they started well against Marseille at home, securing a 2-1. I think Madrid has a chip on their shoulder this year under Xavi Alonso as a new coach. So new era, same team. I think a lot to prove.
All right, Mal, thanks so much. You can follow Sporting JAX on social media. We're on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Thanks for watching the Sporting JAX Report. Catch you next week.